Well, hello everyone. Hopefully you're doing pretty well today. I wanted to do this cute sign with the Reindeer Crossing transfer. I have not used this one yet, but when you, this is a size A transfer. It's a 5x7, and that is perfect for this board and base surface that they have here. This is a textured, it's very mildly textured. It's to mimic chalkboard. Acrylic, it's about, I would say, a 1/4 inch thick. It is a very nice quality, so I will be using this board. So far, I have to admit, this is my favorite surface to use. It just works perfectly. You can sit it on a bookcase, you can put it on a window ledge, just as a little accent. I absolutely love this product here. And it is reusable. I love that. I do have a video showing how to clean that. I will go ahead and post a link to that at the end of the video and also down in the description box. But let's get started. And what I just did, you don't want to do. You gently lift up the flap. I ripped mine off, but because you want to keep the sleeve, it has instructions here. And you want to keep the sleeve that it comes in for storage. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on the back. Okay, we'll just write an R on there. And why that is, if you have not seen it in my previous videos, this is the matte side, and when I peel off the transfer, okay, which seems to be kind of tricky at times, it is on a shiny side. Hopefully you can see that. Not sure if you can see that or not. There is a shiny side. So once your transfer is clean and dried and the stickiness comes back, yes, these transfers are reusable. And you're going to put it back on your backing sheet. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is fuzz. And why that is because this is sticky, it has tack to it, and you want to take some of that off a little bit. So that way when you go to remove your transfer after you have done your paste or your ink, it does not stretch or distort your transfer. That way you can reuse it. Now, okay, let me turn this upside down. Before I get started, there's probably about a 1/2 inch of the base here that holds your board. So I need to keep that in mind when I am placing my transfer. I'm going to stand up here so that way I can get a better view. And I think I'm going to place it a little bit. There we go. All right. Now I start in the middle. Let me hold that up. Close enough. I mean, if you want to be exact, you can go ahead and measure. I don't do that. I just eyeball it. But what I do is I start in the middle and I work up, down, and across. And then I start to spread it out. And why you do that is to make sure there are no air bubbles underneath there, any little wrinkles, any little fuzz balls from when you fuzzed that might prevent good adhesion of your transfer to your surface. And I think that feels pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the colors Candy Apple in my paste packet that I have here. I also have the, I'm going to be using the bright white paste and also the camel. So I'm going to get started here. I need to open up my paste packet. Yeah, I also have a video. First I gotta get this sliced open. On how to store your paste packets. It was a little messy because I was not expecting it to ooze out of the top as much as it did. But I will also link that in the description box for you and in the video if I am able to at the end. All right. Now before you squeeze any out, you want to make sure you kind of knead it a little bit. And then just push some. I'm going to do the reindeer part in red, so I'm not going to need that much paste. And this is a bright red. Okay, that is more than enough. I'm going to set that there. And then I'm going to do crossing and the little snowflakes in white, and I'm going to do the reindeer in the camel color. So I think I'm going to start with my brightest color first. which is white. And I have my little mini squeegee, and look at, I already have red paint on me. Okay. I've got an extra damp towel here that I'm going to use for cleanup. So all you do is, if you have the jar, even if you have it on a plate there, oops, way too much. It does not take much. And just put some on your squeegee with a bevel edge towards you. And then you just swipe it on there. And I'm doing the little snowflakes. Making sure that you have your mesh openings covered. Okay. Now I have excess on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and scrape this off, the excess off. Now my house is a little dry because it's winter time here and I've got the heater going. So hopefully this does not dry out before I can pull this off. So I'm going to try to move as quickly as I can. All right, like I said, I have a towel. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my squeegee. I'm going to put the cap back on my white. I am done with that. And I have already pre-stirred my jars. So before you use your jars of paste, you want to stir them. And I'm going to go to the camel for the reindeer. Okay. This one's a little trickier. Now you could do this all one color if you choose to. There's one thing I like about this product and their transfers and the paste. You are in control of how you want your projects to look. You can use any color combinations you want. You can use whatever colors you want. If you just want all one color, okay. Let me make sure I have the excess off. And it looks like I do. It looks like I have good coverage there. Okay. I'm going to clean this one off again. And then we're going to go to the red. This is a bright red. Candy apple red is an appropriate name for it, that is for sure. Now, sometimes some of the colors of the paste do stain your transfer. There is nothing wrong with that. Your transfer will be just fine. All right, I think I have it covered. I'm just going to scrape off the excess. And I'm just going to lay it there. And now it is time for the peel and reveal. Now what you do is you start at your corners to kind of get it lifted up a little bit. Stand up, and then you start pulling from the center. You never want to go diagonal because that will be on the bias and you could stretch out your transfer. Hopefully this white did not dry. So far so good. You kind of slowly peel it off. Now the crossing word excuse me, does have distressing already on there, so that is how it should look. Oh my goodness, that just looks cute and adorable. I have a little pan of water here I'm going to put my transfer in. I really like how that turned out. That is cute. Let me see. I don't know, should I do a little dot on... You could do a little red there if you want to. Do a little Rudolph nose. You could do that also. I did not grab a Q-tip. You could use a Q-tip to do that, or you could use the end of a paintbrush or a little toothpick or something like that. But I really like how that turned out. So, let me get my dryer here. You can let that air dry. It does not take long to dry. If you want to speed things up, I forgot to plug in my dryer. You can use a little dryer. This is my little heating dryer. I stuck my finger in it. It is not dry yet. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. It should be dry enough. And then you just go ahead and you put your base, put your board and your base there. And then you have your cute little sign. Now you can embellish this if you would like, and I'm going to do that with a couple of give you a couple different ideas. I have a little reindeer ornament here that I added a little red bow to that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this with some twine or jute, whatever you want to call it. Now, you got a couple options. I mean, if you like that look, if you want more of a rustic look, you can use the twine, or you can also use some red ribbon. You could do that too. But okay, with my tail facing on the right, I'm just going to wrap this a few times, 2 or 3 times. And bring this back around. All right. I need a little spindle to hold that up. Let me see. Get my scissors here. And I'm going to tuck this in underneath on the left-hand side. And we're just going to tie this in the middle. Now, if you have some beads that will fit on your cording, by all means, you can add some little beads to the end if you want. And just tie a little simple bow. Okay, you can trim that off. Put your base on here. Your board and your base, and then you just take your little ornament, if you by chance have one of these. And there you go. I just absolutely think that is just adorable. You could hot glue it if you want to, but I like to try to keep my surfaces as versatile as possible, so that way if I want to do other projects, I don't have to worry about picking off hot glue. So I think that is just so cute. Now that's kind of more of like a little rustic charm, like I said, or if you have some red ribbon, you could use some red ribbon. Just go ahead and undo this. Take this off. Okay. Now I have this that it's like a satin ribbon. It's shiny on one side, slightly matte on the other. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to use, excuse me. I'm going to take this off. Okay, I need the shiny side up because I'm putting it this way. If it would cooperate. There we go. I've got enough there for a bow. A little bit more. And then just tie a simple bow. Kind of twist it so your little tails go down. And then you just go ahead and you put your sign. So you could do it that way if you do not have a little ornament to put there, and you could just do it like that. I think that is just absolutely darling. I like it with the red bow. It brings out the red. And yeah, maybe if you want to do a little red reindeer. Little red on his nose. Let me grab some on my finger. Let me try that. Do a little finger painting. Watch, I'll botch this up. There we go. Little red. Little red nose. Oh my goodness, that is just too adorable. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and this gave you some inspiration, some ideas of how you can use the board and paste. You can do, more than one color if you like. Gave you some ideas to accessorize there. So if you could, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you're notified next time I do a video. Thank you very much.